Hello and welcome everyone. This is Lavender Sky Panther. I'd like to say good day, osio, how, buongiorno, guten tag, kia ora, jambo, buenos dias, bonjour, ni hao, tien dobre, and I'll skip ahead to aloha awinala and galimera. I'd like to, before we begin, just take one quick moment to address health and staying healthy in mind, body, and spirit through this time of, let's just say, this virus issue. I'm not going to even credit this virus by name. We all know what I'm talking about. I have my internal reasons, internal guided reasons, to strongly believe that, okay, there is a flu virus spreading. However, it is not nearly to the extent or magnitude that is being reported. So just exercise basic care that you would with any cold or flu during cold and flu season. Please do not believe the hype. Turn off the news. The moment that the collective news, no matter what channel you watch or support, when they all start chiming in with the same message, there's reason for a little red flag to go up, and you should be questioning that, especially when the message is stay inside, don't go out, don't go within 6 feet of someone. I think we're getting a little extreme here, and there just appears to me to be something else kind of underlying afoot. So be aware, really question everything, and please see through the hype. And the best thing that you can do is turn off the news. And again, practice decent, ordinary care that you would with any cold or flu. All right, that being said, the little image of the day on the first slide is just showing a very healthy drink. I've just only started juicing. This is my second attempt, and I have to say, if you haven't juiced before, I'm trying to shift off of coffee, which I am doing a good job at. I started with some herbal tea, and now I'm trying to up the juice. I'll still include 1 coffee a day, but I really am shooting for getting off it altogether. But that being said, I do have some ingredients listed at the end of this little show today. If you're new to juicing, I'm just showing you some things that I included. Best thing to do is just go within and check in with your body and see what fruits or vegetables, in this case vegetables, that you like. And more often than not, if you just put those together, it's going to be the right drink for you. Anyhow, stay healthy, everyone, mind, body, and soul. And I am sending you a big energy boost to make sure you can keep your vibrations up, your positive thinking up. And please, if you're in a bunch, surrounded by a group of naysayers or negative thinkers, try to distance yourself just a little bit, not 6 feet as they're saying with the flu, but just a little bit, so that you don't get sucked down into this hole of, oh my God, we're all going to die, because that is not going to happen. Okay? Anyway, on to the program for today. All right, so today, for anyone who's new, just letting you know, on this channel, I ask everyone to come with an extremely wide open mind and bring your best imagination with you, and as we go through and walk through these slides together. And also, sky observations are going to be the cornerstone of this show, this channel. And so at some point, there's always going to be sky observations. And then we cover, as I've said on the About section on the YouTube channel, everything imaginable. So, anything and everything that comes along that is inspiring me will somehow pop up and work its way into the show. And also, if you have any thoughts or ideas and like the way I put things together, and you have a topic that you'd like to see, go ahead and put that in the comment section, and we'll do our best to address it. All right, so we're just going to kick this off with clouds popping up in Miami. And I do mean that literally. These cloud systems, which I guess right now the collective term for it is cirrocumulus clouds. They do look a little bit like popcorn. I still call them popcorn clouds, but technically I think they're cirrocumulus, so they're flatter. There is a quote-unquote popcorn cloud, but they're more dimensional. They kind of like 3D. They're much more pronounced. So for now, I'll just say clouds popping up. You know what I mean. We're going to talk about these more shallow cirrocumulus clouds, okay? Now, wherever I can, I'm starting to put the timestamps, because as you'll see in this video, this show, you'll see that the time sequencing matters. And going forward, I'll try to include it anyway, because it's nice to know at what time these things are happening. Okay, so this is looking south in the Miami sky. This cloud cover is so dense, and also just pops up seemingly in a matter of minutes. that you can't see planes flying overhead. You can hear them, but you can't see anything. And in general, you just can't see anything happening above. Okay. This is that same image, by the way. I just put it over here for reference. So this is looking south. This is looking a little more toward the south. Let's see, sorry, southeast. Okay. So just to give you an idea of what's going on. So this thing spreads from where we were in the last slide all the way, heading toward the west. Now, what's curious about this, too, is actually with any of the photos I post, guys and girls, the more you look at any one photo, the more you really start picking out and observing. So if I miss stuff, also feel free to let me know in the comment section, because there's just so much in some of these, some photos more than others. But anyway, as you start looking a little bit more, you'll see these like striations, you'll see these lines, repeated line pattern forming. That doesn't happen in nature, not in the cloud systems that I've grown up with for decades, and neither is this, by the way, decades and decades. Being in Florida, I've traveled and lived around the world, but being back in Florida, no, this is nothing I grew up with. Anyhow, these lines seem to suggest some kind of source is emanating in the sky, creating them, whether it's electromagnetic wave activity or microwave activity disturbing it, I don't know. But it does look a little curious. Now, if we want to keep our minds wide open and take nothing off the table, could there be some craft up there, either human-made, ET-made, or a combination of both creating this? Perhaps. Yeah, I'm just not really sure, because actually it's just odd. It's only in a portion of the sky, not happening everywhere. It's oddity, curiosity. I invite you to do your own research, keep your mind open, stay very awake and aware of what's happening around you, especially above you, and come to your own conclusions. Now, this one is pretty exciting because I believe I've caught the moment that the cirrocumulus cloud cover starts to generate, okay? And literally, it happens right over your head, it just starts materializing is the best way I can phrase it. So this is looking northeast in Miami on February 27th at 8:10 a.m. in this particular slide, okay? So you start to see some kind of disturbance and activity happening. Things are getting a little weird here too with the cloud system, as you'll note. We get traipses of these odd, isolated little puffs of like, what is it, like a fog or a smoke? And these are pretty darn low in the atmosphere, much lower than I remember seeing anything decades ago. And then all of a sudden, a few minutes later, I think this is literally only about 7 minutes or less later, you have this entire system forming, okay? And it even has an edge on it, an odd edge, seems more geometric defined edge with angles. And it seems like even more stuff is starting to form here as well. At the same time, very curiously now, I've seen on the internet and other sky watching and earth watching channels, and please go check out all of them. No matter what angle or take different people have on them, you're going to see photos and do really look and observe and start connecting dots on your own of what could be going on in our skies. But this now, I hear the term shelf cloud popping up. Again, I never saw these over decades of my life living on this planet. But anyway, they seem to be commonplace now. So there's this shelf cloud forming at a much lower altitude than this cirrocumulus activity happening way above. There's an odd light source here. That's not the sun, because I had been watching where the sun was in the position of the sky at that time. And then as you look closer in on the photo, this is much more dense in this area of that quote-unquote, kind of pop-up cloud activity. So I'm almost wondering, too, again, keeping a wide open mind and quite an imagination, is this a craft, kind of cloaking in there? And maybe that's the source or genesis of all this cloud activity? I don't know. Just a wild guess. But something is up there, either above the clouds creating it, or there's something in this environment creating these clouds right above. Now, I don't believe that it's from electromagnetic wave activity or microwave activity, just because it just seems to locally, on the spot, show up. Now, the shelf clouds, they tend to roll in, and some of the other, linear patterns of clouds seem to kind of emanate from some other source, so that could be just waves thrown in the sky. This, I think, is a different animal. But again, do your own research too, please. And if you have any thoughts on that, let me know. Here's just a closer view of some of these clouds and that shelf cloud. Now this seemed to be a light source happening somewhere over here, if you pan a little bit more to the southeast. That was not the sun, so it was just some other type of light source showing up. It felt very weird. When we look at these things, it's not just looking with your eyes, but also your senses. What does your gut level instinct tell you? And this told me there's something else here. Now, again, as I've mentioned, the more you look at these photos, the more things you'll find. And I'm not going to find everything, guaranteed. So if you see some interesting things that I miss in any photos from here, from previous episodes or moving forward, do let me know. But the more I looked at this, I was so taken by what's going on here that I missed this. So this dark object behind here with some clouds in front, and then you've got this foggy stuff happening. There's just that's just very, very curious. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't seem to be part of a natural cloud system. There's a little bit extending here too, but what's going on? I mean, it's got seemingly edges and whatnot. Anyway, I invite you to look at that a little bit further as well on your own. Okay, now here we are. We had that pop-up cloud system happening. That was in the morning prior. And then the following morning this was at about 6:50 a.m. Eastern time, this cloud cover was still there all over the place. It's even obscuring the moon, okay? Then about a half hour later or less, here's the sky looking east. This was looking west. And then looking east about a half hour later, you still see all of this cloud cover. Now, it's also tinged in red. That's another topic for another time on the show. But yeah, just very curious how massive and extensive this system is, and especially on this particular day. That's just another view of it, so you can just see some of the textures. And again, these weird puffs of lower fog or smoke. That's nothing that I recall in decades and decades of being on this planet. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'd mentioned the ingredients of the green juice in the first slide. Pretty simple: cucumber, baby spinach, baby kale, romaine lettuce, celery, carrot, lemon, and a golden delicious apple. Now, lemon is very important. If you haven't made juices before, just half a lemon in this mix, it makes a big difference in the taste. Also, I don't think I mentioned at the beginning, but get your vitamin C. That's the best thing to deal with any flu, cold flu season type flu. Don't forget, it's not just in oranges. It's in strawberries, bell pepper, broccoli, kiwi fruit, Brussels sprouts, papaya, kale, cantaloupe, obviously oranges, tangerines, lemon, lime, citrus. Also in tomatoes, pineapple, guava, cauliflower, spinach, potato, cabbage, mango, grapefruit, even chili peppers, which I did not know, sweet potatoes, etc. So do keep your vitamin C up, rest well, turn off the hype. It's only going to bring you down, okay? And we need to keep up in these times. Now, if you've been with me before watching one of these episodes, you'll know that I like to end on either a note of nature, which was the green juice, and also just a little fun image at the very end. So thank you for visiting here. I hope you do join me and come back. And if you like the video, as they say, I hate to push this, but it goes without saying, like and subscribe if you're so drawn to do so, and I appreciate it. But here we go with a little image and send off. This cheery platypus welcomes you to join in and celebrate life with a cool, sparkling apple cider and raspberry juice, or whatever healthy drink you might have on hand. So stay happy and healthy, everyone. I do wish you all the best from my heart to all of you. Have a gorgeous day or evening wherever you are in the world. Best wishes from me, Lavender Sky Panther. Peace.